For anyone questioning the Caitlyn Clark effect, we now have people wanting to watch golf because of her. We saw the kind of offer that Ice Cube made to Caitlyn to play in the Big Three. That is $5 million to play 3 months.
Recently, Elon Musk made headlines by offering Caitlyn Clark an astounding $10 million to show his support. Musk, the owner of X, formerly known as Twitter, has been closely following the wave of negativity directed at Clark throughout this year and WNBA season. Unable to stay silent any longer, Musk decided to step in and offer financial backing to what he believes is one of the biggest stars in the history of sports.
Caitlyn Clark just had a playoff series like Magic Johnson.
But that's just the beginning. In this video, we're about to dive into the massive endorsement deals that have been offered to Clark. You'll discover which ones she accepted and which ones she turned down. And trust us, some of these will absolutely surprise you.
We've seen such a huge inflection of attention and, her play, just the way she plays the game, I think that's going to be sustainable.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for all the latest updates on Caitlyn Clark and the WNBA. Your support truly means the world to us. Now let's get into it.
And I'm so happy for her to get the $28 flipping million.
As we all know, Caitlyn Clark is the main reason why so many fans are tuning in to watch sports, particularly basketball.
Caitlyn Clark's last WNBA playoff game had over 2.6 million viewers, and now we are seeing the ratings dip under 1 million viewers.
She is one of the brightest stars in the history of sports, and there hasn't been anyone like her to join the league and break so many records so quickly. People are absolutely captivated by her. Wherever she goes, fans follow her.
And I also just loved the overwhelming response of people that were saying like, oh look, now Caitlyn Clark is gonna get me to watch golf.
Recently, there was news that Caitlyn Clark would be playing golf during her off-season.
Caitlyn Clark will be teeing it up at an LPGA Pro-Am in November.
And fans immediately started flooding the Golf League staff with emails, asking them to broadcast the event live on TV so they could watch.
This is what one of the tournament heads said. I received your inquiry regarding if our Wednesday Pro-Am will be live streamed anywhere. Unfortunately not. The only way to view would be in person. I will let you know if anything changes, as we do have a lot of people asking the same thing. We are excited to have her with us. Reach out with any other questions and have a great day.
The volume of emails was so overwhelming that the administration couldn't ignore it and responded, expressing how thrilled they were to have Clark participate in the tournament and how much they appreciated the fans' enthusiasm.
Caitlyn Clark playing golf because she looks like a little female Tiger Woods.
This just goes to show that Caitlyn Clark's supporters aren't limited to basketball. They're loyal to her no matter what sport she plays. It's something we haven't seen in years, and it speaks to the incredible impact she has on the sports world.
It is bad news for the WNBA that she's not continuing to play.
Maybe it is a good thing that Caitlyn Clark isn't playing in Unrivaled this season.
Elon Musk has been closely watching Caitlyn Clark since the start of the season, though he kept this interest away from the public eye. However, he was fully aware of Clark's record-breaking performances and the impact she was having on the game. As the challenges and criticism aimed at Caitlyn began to escalate, Musk decided it was time to step forward and publicly show his support. He made a bold move by offering her a $10 million endorsement deal, a gesture that demonstrated his belief in her talent and potential.
Unrivaled losing out on a player like Caitlyn Clark, obviously knowing the Caitlyn Clark effect, knowing the kind of ratings that she brings, I think it is a huge missed opportunity.
While Clark has yet to accept the offer, there is hope that she will. This move highlights how much attention she has drawn, even from some of the most influential figures in the world.
Few weeks into the Indiana Fever's offseason, and we are already seeing some major moves from players and the Indiana Fever front office.
Caitlyn Clark is currently bound by contracts with both the WNBA and Nike, which restrict her from engaging in any activities that would provide her with financial compensation outside of these agreements. You might be wondering then why she is able to play golf when she's not allowed to play in other leagues outside of the WNBA. The answer is simple. She's playing golf for free. It's something she does purely for fun, as she's always had a passion for the sport. Because there's no money involved, Nike and the WNBA have no issues with her participation.
WNBA players got upset. We don't have the privilege of just playing basketball. We have to care about these social issues. She's playing in a social issues league. that wants to wear shirts that say vote, push some sort of political agenda.
However, this reveals a certain hypocrisy on the part of these companies. While other players are permitted to compete all around the world in various leagues, Clark isn't given the same freedom. She's restricted to the WNBA, unable to explore opportunities elsewhere. This situation highlights the unequal treatment she faces, despite her tremendous impact on the sport.
During this offseason, the players are already moving around. We have Kelsey Mitchell going to play in China, Nalissa Smith also playing in China, and Temi Fagbenle will be playing in Turkey.
One example of this restrictive treatment is the offer Caitlyn Clark received from the Big Three League, which was willing to pay her $10 million for just 3 months of play, involving roughly 10 matches. However, the WNBA did not permit her to join. Then there was another offer from a league in Turkey, which promised her $15 million, but again, she didn't go. Interestingly, players like Gabby Williams and many others are currently playing in that same league without any issues. Another opportunity arose with the Euro League, where Clark was set to play, but she was once again restricted from joining. There was even an offer from a Russian league, but the WNBA blocked her from going there as well.
The league was founded by Breonna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. Let's check out some of the players who have opted in to playing in Unrivaled. Enrique Ogunbowale, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese is playing, Erica Hamby's playing, Natasha Cloud, Dejanay Carrington is playing, Brittany Griner is playing. So why do we think that none of the Indiana Fever team has signed up to play in Unrivaled?
You can sense the jealousy factor here. So many leagues and companies have come forward with massive offers for Clark, yet she's unable to pursue any of them. Do you really think it's her choice not to accept these offers? Does she dislike money, or is she somehow above it all? In fact, she once mentioned in an interview that they aren't paid enough to even afford family tickets, clearly indicating that she needs the financial support. Yet the league is not backing her, leaving her stuck while other players are allowed these opportunities.
We have to, as fans, as media, as players, lighten up a little bit. Not every criticism of a player is said because we just dislike that player.
This isn't the end of the story. Just take a look at what the WNBA and Nike did to Caitlyn Clark. Nike offered her a contract worth $28 million, which sounds impressive at first glance. But when you break it down, that's over the span of 8 years. Sure, $28 million is a big number, but 8 years, that's a long time to be tied to one company. And let's talk about the shoes. Where are they? Has Nike released a signature shoe for Caitlyn Clark? It raises the question, did Nike sign her just to bind her so she couldn't go to any other brand? Or did they truly intend to support and promote their star player?
There's a league with players that feel like they should be getting the attention. Now they have center stage, but the ratings are going to go down. Are they going to be pointing fingers and blaming Indiana Fever fans and Caitlyn Clark fans whenever the ratings don't stay the same?
Yeah, they will. Hey, look at the numbers everywhere else across women's basketball. It's not just Caitlyn Clark, it's all of us. And then the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, see, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlyn Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards. It is bad news for the WNBA that she's not continuing to play.
The sad truth is that it seems they just wanted to lock her into a long-term contract without fully backing her. And now I'm about to reveal a very shocking and unfortunate reality about how she's really being treated.
You can't be throwing shade in little ways.
Why did they bind her? Because Nike is favoring Aja Wilson. Aja Wilson and Caitlyn Clark are seen as competitors. Now, in my opinion, there's no real comparison. Caitlyn Clark is on another level, but in the eyes of the world, they're considered rivals. Nike clearly wanted to back Aja Wilson, but when they saw Caitlyn Clark's skyrocketing popularity, they started to worry that another brand might sign her, like Adidas, which had already shown interest, so they made their move.
But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate. It's really, really hard. And I don't even know why I'm crying.
They crossed the line of being disrespectful, but they talked a lot of trash and they got humbled. And I think that that's okay.
Nike offered Clark a $28 million contract, not because they wanted to fully support her, but to keep her from joining any other brand. And that's exactly what happened. They locked her into a deal, but failed to truly promote her. No signature shoes, no real push.
Do you know what Caitlyn Clark just got the contract from Nike?
Nike.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years, it's almost $30 million, something like that.
Meanwhile, they've been pouring their efforts into promoting Aja Wilson. This whole situation shows how they hired Clark just to bind her, without giving her the spotlight she truly deserves.
WNBA has been a mess this year. It has been so unprofessional, and they need to step it up, and they need to step it up quick, and they also need to, I don't know if an apology is warranted to Caitlyn Clark.
The real question here is, why is Caitlyn Clark so restricted compared to other players? Why can't she play in other leagues or accept additional endorsement deals while others are free to do so? Why are other players allowed to explore opportunities around the world, sign deals, and build their own brand, but Clark is held back? She's limited to the WNBA.
Aja Wilson thinks that Caitlyn Clark is only popular because she's white.
Everything Aja Wilson is saying, to me, it was a message to Caitlyn Clark of like, you want to come into our league, this is how you need to be.
No one cares what skin color you are.
I told myself it's not racist for me to like Caitlyn Clark's game and to say so publicly. The WNBA's black superstars should thank their lucky stars.
Earning a salary of just $76,000, a meager amount for someone who has almost single-handedly lifted the league's profile. And despite her incredible contributions, she continues to face hostility.
The only one that I've seen other than Steph Curry that can do that. She's incredible. He's like Steph Curry.
Players like Dejanai have literally tried to injure her, poking her in the eye, seemingly with the intent of sidelining her from the game. Angel Reese is constantly trying to tarnish her reputation, attempting to steal the spotlight through negative narratives.
One of the more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlyn Clark are not whites. They're actually black males.
Even veterans like Diana Taurasi have mocked her, suggesting that Caitlyn is just a short-term sensation, which couldn't be further from the truth. Caitlyn Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent. There's no player in the WNBA who can truly compare to her. If we're talking about comparisons, we should be mentioning names like LeBron James or Steph Curry from the NBA, players on her level.
Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlyn Clark has done. So between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%, between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%, between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%, what Caitlyn Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
The WNBA, by contrast, often feels like it's full of jealousy and unnecessary rivalries, with players who are more interested in tearing each other down than lifting the game up. It's unfair, and it's time for people to realize just how exceptional Clark truly is. Criticism has been directed at Elon Musk for offering $10 million to Caitlyn Clark, with many saying she doesn't deserve it, and that players like Aja Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breanna Stewart are more worthy of such recognition.
The Unrivaled basketball account had liked a comment that was seemingly throwing shade at Caitlyn Clark. Somebody said, "Please no CC, we've all had enough of her fan base, let us breathe." The Unrivaled basketball account also liked that comment.
But let's be honest, those players have done little to truly elevate the WNBA. They've been playing for years before Caitlyn Clark's arrival, and we never saw this level of excitement or interest in the league. The fact is, Caitlyn Clark has single-handedly lifted the WNBA from near obscurity. Her impact is undeniable. Just look at the numbers. In her last game, a staggering 2.6 million people tuned in to watch, setting a new viewership record for the league. This has never happened before in the WNBA's history. The kind of buzz we're seeing now was once only associated with the NBA, but thanks to Clark's rising popularity, the WNBA is finally experiencing that same kind of excitement. She has transformed the league, and the attention she's bringing is unmatched by any other player.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week league 3 times, single-season rookie record for assists, single-season rookie record for three-pointers, single-game record for assists, 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, three-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
Some believe that Elon Musk should consider buying the WNBA and putting it in the hands of leaders who can truly elevate the league. The idea is that the league should be properly managed, with better administration and more structure. The focus should be on professional relationships between players, not personal or sexual ones. There should be a system of checks and balances in place to ensure that no player, especially someone like Caitlyn Clark, is unfairly treated or oppressed. All players should be valued equally, creating a culture of respect throughout the league. If each player were given the recognition they deserve, it would inspire young athletes to look up to the league and aspire to join it. By creating a supportive and professional environment, we could see more generational talents like Clark rise through the ranks in the future. But this can only happen if the league is properly monitored and managed with a vision for long-term success and inclusivity.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. And, like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
And I think in overall popularity, does her race play a factor? Nominal. Women's basketball has had a cornucopia of talented white and black women's basketball players. Elena Delle Donne is white, is she not? Sue Bird, white, is she not? Asia Wilson's black. Cynthia Cooper, black. Like, you can go back through, and it's actually a lot more. There's gay and there's straight. There's black and there's white. There's tall and there's short.
Caitlyn Clark is becoming the best player, not because she's white, because she's that good. She's having Larry Bird impact. She's been the driving force of the hottest team in the entire league, despite her record turnovers. Why? Because she's that good. She's legit good. She's colorblind good. She's guilt-free good. She's apolitically good.
As we wrap up this discussion, it's clear that the future of the WNBA hinges on creating a supportive environment where players like Caitlyn Clark can thrive. By fostering respect, equality, and proper administration, we can ensure that the league not only survives, but flourishes. We need to recognize and celebrate the talent and dedication of all players, elevating their status and inspiring the next generation.
That's a scenario that we haven't seen happen, and I feel like that would be all over the headlines. And it also creates a target on your back when you say things like that.
Elon Musk's potential involvement could bring a much needed change, but it ultimately comes down to the commitment of everyone involved, players, fans, and league officials alike, to build a better foundation for the sport.
The biggest reason that she's popular is it's the Steph Curry syndrome. She looks a lot like the girl who's out shooting hoops next door, and she plays like we are all capable of playing.
Thank you for joining us in this important conversation. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on Caitlyn Clark, the WNBA, and all the latest developments, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support means everything, and together we can advocate for the respect and recognition these athletes deserve. Until next time, let's continue to champion excellence in women's sports.
Becky Hammon was asked about the trash talk, and here's what she had to say.
No, I mean, we talked our crap, they heard it, and they get to talk their crap. It's part of the game. It's not like personal.